November 15th, 1966. Point Pleasant, West Virginia, United States. The Scarberrys were going on a night drive to a nearby forest. Roger, the husband, was driving, and his wife Linda was sitting in the passenger seat next to him. As they drove into the forest, Linda saw something outside the window, passing by their car at high speed. This is what Linda had to say. "I have never seen such a glowing pair of red eyes anywhere. I even mistook them for a car's headlights." When she realized they were not the headlights of a car, Linda urged Roger to turn around and go home. However, Roger, who did not see the thing, dismissed it and told her that she probably mistook the lights on the road for something else. As they were arguing, something hit their car with a thud, and Roger thought he had killed a wild animal. This is because mountain animals like elks would often appear in forests. Roger went out of the car to check, but Linda tried to stop him. Her face was pale and she cried out in fear, telling him that it was not a mountain animal. Lit by the dim moonlight, the thing was in fact not an elk or any other mountain animal, just like Linda said. It was a 2-meter-tall, headless creature with a body covered by thick black hair, a pair of red eyes on its chest, and a pair of giant wings on its back. Roger's first instinct was to run away as soon as he saw it. As the couple's car quickly turned around to get away from the monster, it flapped its wings once before flying towards the car with frightening speed. The chase lasted for quite a while. It came to an end around the time the couple saw a house after passing through 2 forests. Finally back home, Roger told his neighbors about what he saw. He told them that he spotted something odd on his way through the forest, and that it was following him and his wife as though it was threatening them. This, however, was only the beginning of the sightings. The same night, around the same time the Scarberrys went on a night drive, contractor Newell Partridge, who was wrapping up his day at home, found the TV in his living room changing channels on its own and buzzing oddly. It was then followed by the gas valve in the kitchen locking itself. Thinking that it was an electrical problem, Partridge went outside to check the circuit breaker, until his dog, Bandit, began barking furiously. When he looked at the direction Bandit was barking at, he froze. There was a large beast in his yard, larger than an adult male. Because it happened at night and Partridge could not see it clearly at first, he was certain that it was a bear. However, there was something odd. The beast was standing on 2 feet, seemed to be headless, and had a pair of large red eyes on its chest. It even made a strange sound in the darkness. There was a brief confrontation. That moment, Bandit cut off his leash and ran toward the monster, that turned around and disappeared into the forest. Partridge said that he clearly saw a pair of giant wings on its back. He kept calling Bandit's name, but unfortunately the dog did not stop chasing the monster and disappeared into the forest as well. Later on, Partridge started describing the monster as a human-sized moth. As a result, this creature that was spotted simultaneously on the same night earned the name Mothman due to its appearance. The Mothman sightings in Point Pleasant did not stop there, and the reports were all similar. A large black creature flying in between the trees, gliding down at high speed and staring at the eyewitness with its glowing red eyes. Later, on December 15, 1967, reports were made about the sightings of the Mothman near the Silver Bridge, which connected Point Pleasant and Cayuga, Ohio. It is said that the Mothman was sitting on top of the steel frame of the bridge, looking down at the road before suddenly disappearing shortly after. On the very same day, the Silver Bridge collapsed, resulting in the deaths of 46 people. It collapsed under the weight of rush hour traffic. With this incident, the rumor that the Mothman heralds disaster began to spread. This is also the last time the Mothman was spotted in the area. The sightings and reports that had been all over the city for about a year suddenly stopped. However, sightings of a monster similar to the Mothman were reported from different places all over the world. What is bizarre is that most of the places were on the verge of disaster. The Mothman appeared everywhere. It did not matter if it was somewhere in the east or west. A weird rumor circulated in a nearby village the day before the occurrence of various disasters in China: the record-breaking flood, the overflowing river, and the collapsing embankment. The scaleless, frizzy-haired black dragon flew through the dark clouds. People were whispering that it was the Mothman. Subsequently, rumors that similar-looking monsters had been spotted were circulating for a while as well. In April 1986, during the Chernobyl nuclear explosion, one of the 2 worst nuclear accidents in history, there was a testimony that a creature similar to the Mothman was spotted. According to people working in the control room of the nuclear power plant in northern Ukraine, they saw a weird giant creature flying in the sky, exactly a day before the disaster. In 1999, the Mothman was once again spotted during a series of apartment bombings in Moscow, Russia. Again, people's testimonies were similar. A creature that looked like a bird, but in the form of a human, with its whole body covered by black hair. The eyewitnesses have suffered from nightmares for such a long time. Some said the Mothman is not a bird that heralds disaster, but rather a bird that brings disaster. They were also anxious about it being the devil materialized. On top of that, some mystics claim that the Mothman is a watchman from an alien civilization. What makes it difficult to see this as a mere conspiracy theory is the fact that Point Pleasant, the city where the Mothman was first spotted, has been an area with very frequent UFO sightings since ancient times. Academia, however, stated that the Mothman is nothing but a large bird of prey. They also added that the fact that many people spotted something similar at the same time was mass hysteria. People might have mistaken the actual appearance of the Mothman for what they saw on the news and the internet because of terrifying situations in the dark. Judging from the crying sounds and the black hair as testified by the eyewitnesses, it was most likely a golden eagle. Moreover, gliding down at high speed when hunting is also one of the behaviors shown by birds of prey, including golden eagles. However, as it is a species mainly distributed in Eurasia, it was a rare occasion to spot one in Point Pleasant. Of course, the fact that eyewitnesses collectively testified that the creature was standing on 2 feet and had a pair of red eyes on its chest could not be explained in any way by academia's judgment. Although this has since led to various controversies and hypotheses, no solid leads were found, which resulted in the Mothman being slowly forgotten over time. Later, in 2013, shocking news was reported in Chile. The Mothman was spotted across the sky from a large plaza located in Santiago. It appeared to be almost 2 meters tall. It spread its wings and flew across the sky at high speed. A Chilean broadcasting company proceeded to conduct interviews with the eyewitnesses who claimed that it was the Mothman. They even drew pictures of what they saw themselves. The drawings were quite similar to the well-known Mothman, a human-looking creature with a pair of giant wings. Surprisingly, this was followed by more similar reports from all over the world. I saw something similar in around 1996. The creature and I were 10 meters apart. It was over 2 meters tall and it had giant wings. It is similar to what I saw in the mountains long ago. The thing certainly was flying across the sky from a very tall tree. In 2016, an anonymous informant submitted a photo to a local news company, saying that they might have caught the Mothman on camera. Surprisingly, the photo was taken in Point Pleasant, the city where the Mothman was first spotted. The informant said, "I did not make this up." Even after performing an expert analysis, it was concluded that there are no signs of manipulation in the photo. No one knows if this is the real Mothman. What is certain is that there was a long-legged creature flying in the night sky, and as far as I know, there is no bird that looks like this. This new sighting has caused anxiety among the townspeople, saying that it is back. The identity of the creature in the photo remains unknown as well. The Mothman, a mystery that remains unsolved for decades. After disappearing for a while, what could possibly be the reason for its return? Could it be that it is signaling the beginning of another disaster? The truth is still beyond our reach. This has been Strange Night.